My name is Chris Mead. I'm founder and chief lime at Limedwedge. What is Limedwedge? Limedwedge is how you become a mixologist in your own home. Limedwedge is a cocktail experience in a box. Limedwedge is how you impress your fans and family with your awesome cocktail knowledge. When you order a cocktail box from Limedwedge, you receive in the post straight to your door all the top quality ingredients you need to make 6 sensational drinks from 3 bespoke recipes, all in the comfort of your own home. Each of our boxes centre around a fun and unique theme to really make it an experience. You can go online and buy any one of our boxes as a single purchase. Currently we have got Boozy Brunch, Desert Island Drinks and Dinner Party, and ones coming up in the future are International Incident, Cigars and Smoking Jackets, Red Light and Christmas Cocktails. You can also join our subscription service. Not only do you get fantastic discounts, but you also get access to boxes earlier than we release to the public, so you can try those awesome new recipes before anyone else. I was a bartender when I went through university, and I loved when people came in for their birthday because they got a free cocktail that you could make yourself. And I loved speaking to the people and understanding their likes and dislikes and flavours and what they had tried and not tried, making something really bespoke and really delicious and watching their face light up when they taste it. And I wanted to be able to give people that experience in their own home. So this is what I came up with, developing recipes, delicious recipes, and a way for people to try it in their own home affordably without buying loads of bottles that go scattering dust. I've been working on this project for a number of years. It's been a real passion for me. But when COVID-19 happened, I unfortunately lost my job, and it seemed like that was the way the universe was telling me, actually, now you should do this. So I did, but I wanted to make sure that I gave it as much energy as I could. So I set myself really ambitious targets to go from nothing to having a fully functioning business in 4 weeks, which I did manage to achieve. And now we are where we are today because of that continued energy. The journey's been one of learning, and a lot of learning. I'm an accountant by background, so a lot of the financial stuff was really easy. But the marketing, the social, the web building really required me to learn and step out of my comfort zone. And that's really what owning a business is all about, is really being outside of your comfort zone and really kind of living by your wits, which I absolutely love. My personal favourite cocktail is an Espresso Martini, which we have in our dinner party box. But actually one of the real surprises when I was developing these recipes was the Hummingbird, which is in our Desert Island Drinks. It's banana liqueur, coffee liqueur, coconut cream, all whipped up. So it's like a nice banana-y alcoholic milkshake, which is just delicious in the sun. I tried to come up with the Limedwedge themes thinking about how people enjoy their drinks. When do people enjoy cocktails? When do people enjoy drinking? And how can I capture that essence in the box? So the ones I have out in a minute, the Boozy Brunch. I mean, who doesn't love going out for brunch and having having a Bloody Mary or any of those kind of cocktails? A dinner party, who doesn't love getting kind of all dressed up, going around friends and drinking? Who doesn't love at Christmas having a brandy Alexander or having some eggnog? Who doesn't love that? And I just want to try and replicate those experiences in people's homes. Which cocktail box theme is my personal favourite? I would have to say it is the one that's coming up soon, is the Cigars and Smoking Jackets. I love the kind of inspiration that came behind it, just sitting in a big, nice leather wingback chair with a short glass of something in the hand, in a smoking jacket next to a roaring fire in a nice like wood-clad library. That to me is the real inspiration that came behind that, and I think really comes out in that particular box. Which cocktail box theme would I recommend for customers? I'm really looking forward to giving the Christmas cocktails one, because they're such iconic tastes and there's such a fun atmosphere around Christmas. I'd love to be able to bring an ounce of that into people's lives with those boxes and help get people involved in experimenting and kind of having a great time. You know, not only are you having your presents in there, but actually you're trying something new as well, which I think would be a great kind of, for me, a great thing to know that I added to someone's Christmas. What do I enjoy most about being a bartender? I think I've mentioned it a few times, but it's always that thing when you give someone something they've never tried before and you see their expression change when they taste something really delicious that they perhaps weren't expecting. That is a real thing for me. I love watching people do that, and I love seeing the Instagram stories of people enjoying our drinks. That is kind of the real inspiration behind this for me. What would a typical day in your shoes look like? Most of it, as you can probably guess with any other job, is spent behind a computer. Working on marketing, dealing with orders, interacting with my fantastic customers, which is absolutely fantastic. But I always try to make sure at least the end of the day, or at least on a Friday, I do still spend time working on the cocktails, making sure they're as good as they can be, making sure that I'm developing the best recipes coming up for my upcoming boxes. I'm an accountant by background, and all the training that came along with that meant that I kind of had a good standing point on how to start a business in terms of profitability, understanding kind of the technical aspects that you need to get on with. Not only that, because I worked in larger businesses, it meant I could meet other people from different disciplines. And I got to interact with them, and I've always really tried to understand what they do. So I had a good starting point for some of the other areas like web design and marketing. However, it is really that finance bit that really made sure that I could make this work and make this a success. But also, obviously, the massive experience I have in terms and love that I have for cocktails. My customers love it that they can try new, interesting and delicious recipes without breaking the bank, without having bottles sitting around gathering dust, without spending lots of money. It's all about affordable experimentation, but also expanding people's horizons. Most people won't have ever found the ingredients that I have because they don't have the experience that I do, and also the connections that I do. So it means I can bring those interesting things to people. So I'm going to mix for you now a classic cocktail, the Espresso Martini, but it's my own little twist. The standard recipe is espresso, coffee liqueur and vodka. Now I've swapped out the vodka and added in a rum. I've got a spiced rum here, but an aged rum works just as well. And it just adds a couple more complementary notes to the coffee, like the caramelly type thing that a rum will bring. And especially some of the spiciness adds a lovely little dimension. Some people add sugar syrup to this to kind of sweeten out and balance off that bitterness. I prefer to add liqueur 43 or any other liqueur. It brings that sweetness, but it adds a different dimension to the drink. This is vanilla, but you could have Frangelico for hazelnut, or if you really want to go out there, there's amaretto or orange liqueur if you're feeling particularly adventurous. So yeah, I've done my little twist on the classic here. Now, I want to get my stuff all ready first, just because otherwise the problem is because you're working with ice, a lot of it melts, and you don't want to deal with that. So I'm chilling down my glass, I've got my ice in my shaker, and I've got my garnishes just here ready to go. So first thing you do, got that. Now there's 50 ml of espresso in here, so in that goes nicely. We then add 50 ml of the coffee liqueur. I've got Tia Maria. Another good brand is Kahlua. Comes from Central America. Got a bit more of that kind of chocolatey note that you don't get with this. This is more kind of smooth coffee. Again, quite vanilla-y as well, which goes nicely with the liqueur 43. I then add in 50 ml of my rum, which I am running very low of, which is not good. And we've just got enough. And then the liqueur 43, I don't add too much because, as I said, I don't want it to come of that. It's just a nice little added dimension. So I just add 5 ml. There we are. Now, the secret to shaking a good cocktail, there are some studies done by this, is you've got to shake it vigorously for 12 seconds. So long as it's over 12 seconds, it doesn't matter. That's when it reaches the optimum dilution rate. You need to dilute some of it because the flavor molecules gets locked up in the alcohol. You add water to it, it releases it. It's why when people are tasting scotch, some people add water. It helps release some of those more subtle flavors. So with the, create the seal and there we are. Now, that's all nicely done. So we throw out our ice and then we add the drink to the glass. Now, what you do is you have your Hawthorne Strainer, which kind of keeps most of the ice in, but you also have this for anything kind of martini-esque, and that catches any little ice crystals so you're not crunching on it when you're drinking. And there we are. Now, one of the other things I like to do, just to add another little flavour to the top, is squeeze a bit of lemon on the top. It gets some nice oils. But another really interesting way to do this is you get a bit of lemon rind and you just cut it off. Don't squeeze it in, but you hold it kind of concave and you heat it up. And you get it over the drink and you just... I like that because it adds a nice little flavour to the top. It's like that burnt kind of lemon flavour. Cheers.